Hello, fabulous souls. Welcome to Sew with Laperi today. My name is Omotola Demigai, and in this particular tutorial, we want to look at certain truths about the female body structure that a professional fashion designer needs to know, especially those of us that are into the production of female outer garments. And if that sounds like what you are simply interested in, then you need to keep on watching this video. Welcome back. I've actually itemized 8 points which are truths about the female body structure that we are going to be examining one after the other in this tutorial. And to do this effectively, I have this dress form and mannequin which I'm going to be using to show you guys what I'm actually talking about. Number 1, our body structure can be divided into 2 equal halves, such that what you have on one side is also what you have on the other side. And that particular line that divides the body into equal halves is called the center line. And this is evident here. This center taping that we have on this dress form. Whatever you have here is also what you have here. For the front piece, and likewise for the back piece, the center back line divides it equally vertically. And likewise for the front. And this is also what guides us. When it comes to cutting of our clothes, we fold into 2. That folded edge is either the center back or the center front. Do you understand? And by the time we spread the fabricated piece open, what you have on this side is also what you have on the other side. Whether you are doing freehand or pattern method is the same thing. Number 2, this body structure can also be divided into 2. This time around, not vertically, but horizontally. And the line that divides it is this our waistline, such that we now have the bodies and the skirts. And the upper part of these our bodies is the shoulder line, which provides a comfortable position for hanging of our tops and dresses. Likewise, the upper part of the skirt now is the waistline, and this waistline also provides a comfortable position for hanging of our skirts and trousers on our bodies. And these are the primary, the basic form of garments that you have: tops and gowns, skirts and trousers. And if you agree with me, that is very, very correct. Number 3, the front structure is different from the back structure. For the back now, there's no bust here, right here. So that is why when it comes to pattern drafting or freehand method, we usually draft or cut the front piece or the back piece separately, and we'll come back to join the 2 together at this side, giving us the side seam. Do you understand? Because the structure of the front is different. The back structure is also different. So we prepare them separately and come back to join, and we're having our side seam. Is that right? Good. Then number 4, when we consider the neck region, the back neck is high, while the front neckline, comes down a little bit. And as such, when it comes to our neck, we do not make front and back neckline to be at the same level. The front has to come down so that it will conform, while the back, goes up. Number 5, our shoulder line is not straight. Yes, it's slant. And as such, when it comes to cutting of clothes, be freehand or pattern drafting, we make sure that it's slant. But another point we need to now note about this is this body structure is not like this for human beings. We are a bit slouch. And as such, even as we are coming down, we are making the shoulder slope, to slant. For the front, we need to tighten it more for it to relax more like this. Do you understand? So that is that. Number 6 and number 8 are my favorites. And number 6 is, when it comes to this bust region, we are not supposed to be dividing equally between the front and the back piece, because the fullness of the bust is more to the front. So let's go take the tape measure around this, for instance, and I get my bust measurement now. This is roughly 35 thereabouts. Now, following the side taping here and the other side taping, if I go tape my tape measure now this way to check the measurement I'm having, I'm sure I'm not going to be getting the same thing to the back. See, for the front I have 18. So if I take the tape measure and I cross-check what I have for the back piece. For the back, I'm having 16. For the front, I have 18. This shows us that it is not the same thing. And like we said earlier, front structure is different from the back structure. This tells us that when we take our measurements, when it comes to the division, we are not supposed to share equally. And this also takes us to that of for the hip line rather, it should be the same thing. When we take measurement this way now and cross-checking from this side seam to the other side seam, we will realize that the back piece is actually more than the front piece now for the hip. Can you see? I'm having about 19 and a half thereabout for the back. And if I go measure that of the front piece this way, following the taping around the hip line, see, I'm having 16 and a half. That means for the dress from the hip circumference is actually 36. 19 and a half at the front, 16 and a half at the, 19 and a half at the back, then 16 and a half at the front. And when you sum the two up, 36. This shows us that for the bust and the hip, we are not supposed to be dividing equally. Do you understand? For us to have that perfect fit. And you can see the manufacturer of this dress form have done it in such a way that it is conforming with body structure. So how be it that we designers now, we are now measuring and interpreting our measurements, and we are not making those measurements to conform with body structure. Do you understand? Number 7, the waistline is actually indifferent. We can actually share between the front and the back piece equally, and sometimes it might make a little bit of difference. And if I go by what I'm having here on the dress form, from this side seam to the other side seam, I'm having 14, while for the other side seam to the other side seam for the back, I'm having 13. So this is slightly lesser at the back compared with the front. And usually when we draft a pattern or we do freehand method, there's what we call the center back tightening that we adopt to make the garment not to grip to the back. And that is just what you have seen here. That for the back piece, it is always necessary to have that center back tightening for it to go in. So when you divide equally your waist, you are possibly going to be having bulgy, but when you adopt the center back tightening to let it grip in at the center back, you have that perfect fit. Now, number 8, which I said is my favorite with number 6, front length and back length are not the same. Yes, there's really nothing like half length. We talk about half length when it comes to children, but for an adult who has grown, who has the curves, there's nothing like half length. Instead, you have the back length and the front length. And if I go with what I have here on my dress form, from the shoulder taping now this way down to the waistline, what I have here is 17. Can you see? Then if I go to measure that of the back from this same shoulder down here, I'm having 16. Isn't it clear? Can you see? 16 inches as compared with 17 inches. So this shows that front length and back length are not the same. And the same thing for the skirt region, where we measure this way from the waist down here, I have 14. Then if I go measure at the back from this waistline down here, you can see. Can you see? This is about 14.75. So which shows that it is actually different from that of the front. Do you understand? Now, when we have clients whose measurement parameters do not vary that much, when you do not have huge difference, then we get away with it when we are not applying this truth. On the other hand, when we have clients that there's huge difference between their bust and waist, and likewise their waist and hip, when we fail to apply this truth, then we are going to be having fitting problems. Yes. So fellow sewists, I do hope with this point I've highlighted, you have seen clearly that a good understanding of the female body structure will help us to know where to measure how to measure and how to interpret those measurement parameters, such that when we apply them in the making of our garment, we'll make garments that will fit very well. If this video has been helpful for you, kindly give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about Sew with Laperi. Sew with Laperi is about building confident, professional, and successful fashion designer, and that's who you are. Until my next video, thank you for watching. Bye for now.